Welcome back to Papi University. Today we dive deep into the extraordinary, controversial, and unforgettable life of John D. Rockefeller Sr., the man who built the world's greatest oil empire, the man who became the richest American in history, and the man who turned ruthless ambition into legendary philanthropy. But who really was Rockefeller? A villain? Or a visionary? A robber baron? Or the father of modern charity? Stay with me as we uncover the truth about this titan. Humble beginnings. John Davison Rockefeller was born in 1839, in Richford, New York. He didn't come from wealth. In fact, his father, William "Big Bill" Rockefeller, was a con artist, a smooth-talking salesman who sold fake cures and disappeared for months. Meanwhile, his mother, Eliza, was the opposite, a deeply religious Baptist who taught young John frugality, discipline, and faith in God. This clash of influences shaped Rockefeller's character. From his father he learned cunning. From his mother, restraint. And from both, he built a mindset that would soon dominate American business. At just 16, Rockefeller got his first job as a bookkeeper. He earned just 50 cents a day. But even then, he was obsessed with order. He tracked every cent he made, every cent he spent, in a little ledger he called Ledger A. That obsession with numbers, detail, and savings would become his secret weapon. Enter the oil boom. By the time Rockefeller was in his early 20s, America had discovered something new. Something black, sticky, and incredibly valuable: oil. It was the 1860s. Oil was the fuel of the future. It lit lamps, lubricated machines, and powered the industrial age. But there was a problem. The oil business was chaotic. Refineries were poorly run, wasteful, and unstable. Prices swung wildly. Nobody brought order to the madness. Until Rockefeller stepped in. He started his first refinery in Cleveland, Ohio. And unlike his competitors, he ran it with military discipline. He cut waste. He used every byproduct. He reinvested profits. And soon his company became the best and the biggest in town. The rise of Standard Oil. In 1870, Rockefeller co-founded Standard Oil. And from that moment on, business in America would never be the same. How did he grow so fast? Rockefeller had three weapons: efficiency, secrecy, and power. First, he mastered efficiency. He bought supplies in bulk, cut transportation costs, and drove down prices. Second, he made secret deals with railroads, ensuring his oil shipped cheaper than anyone else's. And third, when competitors resisted, he bought them out, or undercut them, or if needed, crushed them. Within a decade, Rockefeller controlled over 90% of America's oil refining industry. Think about that. 90%. He had built a monopoly so large, people called Standard Oil an empire. To manage it, Rockefeller created something new: the business trust. Instead of owning every refinery directly, he controlled them through a central organization. This system would inspire and terrify generations of businessmen. The robber baron. But power always comes with enemies. Rockefeller's rivals and journalists began painting him as the ultimate robber baron. They said he was ruthless, predatory, that he destroyed small businesses and corrupted politics. And in many ways they weren't wrong. Rockefeller did whatever it took to win. He manipulated railroads. He spied on competitors. He even sent false rumors to drive rivals into bankruptcy. By the early 1900s, the U.S. government had enough. The Sherman Antitrust Act was passed to break up monopolies, and in 1911, the Supreme Court declared Standard Oil an illegal monopoly. The company was split into 34 smaller firms. Names we still know today, like Exxon, Mobil, and Chevron. Ironically, this breakup only made Rockefeller richer, because the value of those smaller companies skyrocketed. The private man. Behind the empire, Rockefeller was a paradox. Publicly, he was feared. Privately, he was disciplined and religious. He lived modestly compared to his wealth. He avoided luxury, followed a strict routine, and credited God for his success. He was known for giving dimes to children, a strange habit that confused many, but symbolized his belief in thrift and charity. Still, he rarely smiled for the public. His image was cold, calculated. And for decades, he was America's most hated millionaire. The philanthropist. But here's where the story takes a surprising turn. After retiring, Rockefeller reinvented himself, not as a businessman but as a philanthropist. He donated hundreds of millions of dollars, billions in today's money. He funded universities like the University of Chicago. He created the Rockefeller Foundation, which attacked major health problems around the world. His money helped fight malaria, eradicate hookworm, and advance medical science. In fact, many historians argue that Rockefeller invented modern philanthropy. He applied business efficiency to charity, ensuring every dollar made maximum impact. By the time he died in 1937, at the age of 97, Rockefeller had given away more than $500 million. The legacy. So, how should we remember John D. Rockefeller Sr.? As the ruthless monopolist who crushed his rivals? Or as the visionary philanthropist who saved millions of lives? The truth is, he was both. A man of contradictions, a titan of business, and a pioneer of charity. Rockefeller's life forces us to ask hard questions. Is wealth inherently corrupting? Can great fortunes ever be truly earned? And does philanthropy erase the sins of ruthless ambition? For modern billionaires, from Bill Gates to Jeff Bezos, Rockefeller set the template. Build empires, then give it all away. Strong and engaging. John D. Rockefeller once said, "God gave me my money." Whether you agree with him or not, his story remains one of the most fascinating in American history. From poverty to power. From the most hated man in America to one of its greatest benefactors. Rockefeller's life is proof that even titans are complex, messy, and unforgettable. This was Papi University. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Titan, the life of John D. Rockefeller Sr., make sure you subscribe for more powerful stories, where history, business, and life collide. Until next time, stay curious, stay hungry, and keep learning. We provide the link to get this book in the description box below. Do well to use our link. It helps to get commission for every purchase and will make us continually provide valuable content to our loyal family.